Good morning. Thank you for listening. Laiwom. And I feel Simin Chia Kwamina Duncan Emmanuel and Kabila. And Iron Man of PKF says, good morning, greetings. Sweet potato bread, Exo sweet potato bread. It says no refined sugar, no additives, no milk. Exo bread is made from orange fleshed sweet potato that comes up with essential nutrients, including vitamin C, proteins, fiber, and beta carotene. You'd find Exo sweet potato bread at Kaneshi First Light, Wager Circle, New Plant Station, Abeka Junction. Call Mr. Bismarck 0244 466 811. That is 0244 466 811. Our distributor is Siama 024 5395757. Distributor is Siama 024 5395757. XO potato bread. James Kwabena Bonfe.
One Chairman General Kwame Sefakai.
Afishapa.
Afen kometre afi samre na
enkwa ahoɔden ni nyame adom
na nyame ato nhirabosu aguye so.
Amen.
Na moje di afrusa ni se ya.
Amen.
Na ne peso aye ho ye brem.
Amen.
Na woko ani nchen sei.
Oso sa
Kokrokoo charities di na ho na no ho ba ho echi ama Kintampo hospital in Saka.
Minim se me kan se dagenamfo Mr. and Mrs. Kisidi by it. Me naminim pa se Kabila bebem.
Project 100. No pay now on mudi ko. Chawajera.
Kora.
Am komona mudi na no pay na eye pa.
There he.
That me catch us me we training college. Me we no. The project work. It was on sex education.
Oh, patches ebony condoms in common.
Yes. Sex education at the basic school. The case of Kintampo SDA JSS. Na Bribi me kaise na manfo kaise ye de curricula ye de sex education ko shemu a enye nam so adi ye sha
na training college dey say mo sha say nye na
me ma ya project work training college what you say hu hia say ye di san komo no na yi ya na ma bi wonu ma ya chinchin ho dodo ye nipa ya kwa bi ye nipa su bi say ye nya hu nimde say ye nya ho ye sua ho akwa na ye hu kwan ye be fa so edi nema aye den atutu na kwan mu se ne se ebe boa because we share Kesile Ford Hall for ne Vandals ne Katanga for niamare bebre won ma Kwame yesua no ehon mo ne ehon akade ema eboa kwan ye fa so didi djuma ebe boa ye nyina na ye nua ba na obecheche mu no so Kwame ye da woni nyina asese wo de ne bae na dan ya otinchen ya nsemi
dan Kokrokoo ye wa
mi so nya obi send me message ade ye nka no Jacob Prayer kadu sorry Kopra
also kaze enye Jacob Prayer sorry Kopra ai enti anopenia sorry Kopra na mene doc na ye twin komo eraba kama wa ben so papa na Dr. Demi anope dana say na kwabranti afesi say na nkwa ne ahonden enamede ema say nyame inshraw
amen
a positivity afishapa brother me hu ache whole 1 year man am hu mu hu I haven't seen you in a year a whole 1 year the whole ebullient Kwame Duncan, the irrepressible Kwame Duncan, the excitingly loquacious Kwame Duncan. Nazaren, Medas Noa de Jonso, Medas Noa de Jonso. Ask Abi Life is research was theoretical or practical or both, and it's from Kojo Roxon, who sends that one in.
Oko Wesley College of Education. No koye archives. I'm sure so obenya copy. I can or me methodology na me by tutor nyami K wanyani baby ko na or supervise here.
So theoretical
na me say or me methodology na obehu na or ye practical and or ye theoretical.
Na adenti ne enko show me.
Onko na so ko here. Me man answer. Me man answer.
Oti baby on orite. Na that's about to. That about to do aye hu senhu. No be so the senhu me ko. Or ye theoretical and practical.
And
both.
Oh, Minka.
Why?
Was this one? Because mission is in a practical boom, papa.
No, I'm going.
Except me catch you say, Kwame Duncan is excitingly loquacious. Excitingly loquacious Kwame Duncan.
But I'm sure that Bombay will speculate.
I say, I think I am
Bombay.
Also, I'm sure Ben is surprised in you.
But
But and that's not happen. And that's not happen. But you never know. Kwamina.
Yeah.
Mamini Kabila Fia say Kwabra. Nyoma miensa wa homa no so e pro so minim say emrent ne any minister so twetwe nkomo efa rent support scheme am hu say ye kasa wi so be man apo chire. But NDC parliamentary leadership changes saga. We didn't consult minority caucus for good reasons. It's a running story. You've heard about it, you know, near Ecosum. My opinion that John Dramani Mahama call Chatham House and Komoko Chichiem, I'm sure so actually. Socio-economic agenda, DDEP, debt exchange program, domestic debt exchange program. Deadline has been further shifted. It keeps going back and forth. Any of these things are Kabila Opeso Odifiasie. Now, and then me no ne Kwame na pene wa ha. Into yeah, fancy we have it.
Chairman General. Me the best chance here free nkomo a woni minister ene ura na not makonwa isu no.
Richard Champon.
Emi fi say eye modern boy say ye boy aban abaso. Say what two sa na mo no. Na namono etuo no me gidi pa say timpo a etachire ebi ene kwan a omanfo a yesi so ahye obra hyase ye bre ewo edan ne han mu anaba bi eti beto na asem ba ko a wo man ka chairman general me pese me twi minister na so ye adwen call the latest population and housing census report.
Yeah.
2021. Chairman General.
Karamofe.
Wo hwe mu a oman no ye wo mantam dunsia.
16 regions.
No regions.
And I'm can 16 regions.
Yeah, thank you. Now mantam dunsia no emu enan ewo onipa ye team no emu ohamu nchemu aduonum enan any achiripo emse baako.
Any percentage being
54.1. 4 regions: Greater Accra, Ashanti region, Eastern and Central. Sadie which population dynamics. Any yen spread land mass a cause for worry. A kamya kwes or mine no chichire no. A train about Samantem and Nai. A train or man for the door baha. A sene edu mienu na aka no na wo hwe asase trada so eda ho no du mienu na aka no ntem ene enan no a eka ho bi na ama edan boɔ ene hyehyɛ ya aban ankasa ya mramu yedi ato se yemfanya adwuma ye niso no aba ne saa se ye boye ho modern ama ya trem ama nwuma akɔ emiamia aka no so na amanfo entwema samantem enan ya me fi se beboa enna ma wo mu nsusuye ne hyehyɛ ya ye one district one factory na emu binu fi se eye kwan bi a ye befa so de atwen population ni bi afri samantem enan yi emu but eno no ye ekɔ ye nim enhyehyɛ ye na mprempren yi nhyehyɛ no esese aban de na hoɔden a ɔde ba bɛhyɛ saa de emu no ema ya nhyehyɛ ni ye adwuma. Minister Kasa Mra no enye adwuma. Yes, won sesa ya eno ne mra wo. Nti wo man a ana aswafo a mu na mo hwe so no de. Esa mo pɛ kwan bi so. Mo pɛ kwanuasa bi so fa so. Ema sa mra no ye adwuma. Enti owura na otia no na o ka se o mo ye private
your friend Richard Echampong.
O mo ni ministry.
Rent masters.
That's right. Me feel say answer was so na asuye no ne wo mu di no esen ko mo gire ne keten say ye benya afie wura nom be ye say edu aduonum na ye ne o mo aye hyehyɛ say ye mra nie o na mo busu ache ye mpese ye be ye say ye hye mra no keten enti mo na mo wo pepa say mo de mra ne be ye adwuma no ye ne mo ka bom aye san hyehyɛ yi me feel say nke benya afie wura nom bi no I'm person with him right juma.
As my game,
now make any day. A minister my excuse that I enforcing the law is a problem. It appears that the law is not practical.
Yes, it's not practicable.
Now make us say and not practically possible because people have decided to be lawless. And if the state is intervening to care for nipa woman young wording or more than do 2 years. 3 years rent advance and comfort jina. As I say, or man use or my hoarding no. Now or check it in say. Bosumi sia and I say bosumi mi and son 9 ayayeno for commercial any residential no. Yet the be juma. And the government.
That's where the difficulty is. Kwame, this one just
yeah.
Intervention there. About two options.
Yeah.
One that as our form on your practical there, it being your landlords. Now to even begin with, landlords and pim the one will Ghana ho. To begin with, do landlords I one cramp what do I him? Funkrain. Na funkramanto another a manto do is na hwe landlords to do ayo
because onye the landlords association no
exactly that is the point nti e ka for 25 e ka for 100 na enyi akasa but see the other side so in there onam dem brand ya hye there manje mombro bosumisia
that is even for commercial. Yes. Residential na 3 or 4 months.
Commercial no 6
months.
in a residential
area 3 or 4.
But more feature pa na commercial no hina. More feature pa ya residential.
That's right.
Residential na manfo waji 2 years, 3 years. Now your point is that I am law when see aban fa na hoden kehim. Then cho hwe there.
Emran be adwuma.
Enjo but I no make sure there. Aban were 2 options. The recommendation there aban fa na hoden kehim. Have you done the costing?
But already,
it's a question.
Yes,
I tell you, to get it implemented, first and foremost, look at the normal of landlords and whether a bank will have the capacity, enforcement of that. 3 months, 4 months, whether a bank will have the capacity to enforce it. Obede yenu yahu na yesro atmomechen saba botuma yeswa no virtually or there abai onye a house a policeman to a house a policeman to a house just count millions of houses and landlords and see landlord or a private person I say emna mesme dan na 3 months 4 months ayan hihyen na nchayim there all things being equal impa or the indama baye juma but or a private person no mesme dan kobra babaje kobra ban also mbani there into menje mombur busume ebasa kwam se fa kan award we yina abahoma or baby tentam wa settle ma number ba mo wetum wa ko school enti awu kobra kura na into men Kenya 3-4 months mo wa bur akọ 1 year kwam se fa is iron if na
market.
So the practical thing on the ground it can aban shakiti no enforcer. My brother, it will cost the costing will be more than even selling the entire country to be able to implement that. And see the other option will be that look, this is not practicable. So let's see how we can amend the law. But in the interim when the law has not been amended, let's begin to do something. It's that is the law and it must be implemented.
Minister, may that's for the intervention. However, you won't respond to me but me position respectfully and say there will can there no year adum I know yes to chairman general. And I am 1992 constitution cry niso. Look, the burden of democracy is fidelity to the law.
But a nipa and a yamrano.
And unti na ye nipa nti ya nhihya se obi to mrano a kwanya ye mfa no mfa so ma ye ntene ne nie hwe nhihya enye easy o. Last week me kan sem bi say osaje focus seek the political kingdom ade ojafri mu and his righteousness. Getting the political kingdom also means submitting to the righteousness of constitutionalism.
But we now say Emran and Kuya Ultimate
Look. I'm just supplying another point.
Okay.
Constitutionalism.
Yes.
And constitutionality.
Yes.
It's more of a public law.
Yes.
And
but that's what it is.
Yes, public law. Do you tell me where in the public space, where public authorities and public officials may have gone beyond their limit? I will be to sorry in one query, whether it's a minister or it is the director of a particular agency, the job they are supposed to do to be able to serve the citizenry. That is where more or less constitution. I'm not saying that the constitution doesn't take care of the private sector. It does. I'm saying that constitution focuses more on the public space, but here the practical
no, I disagree. This constitution is there to guide our public.
I haven't said no, but I'm saying that if you look at the remit of the constitution, it is more on public space,
That
is where you see the main organs of government. Executive, you have the legislature, you have the judiciary, and then you have also those sub-government agencies. It focuses more on public space. Or your private sector. And
you have thousands and thousands. My reading of the law varies from how you construe
of which law
it.
Of which law
Public law Nankasano is aimed at regulating both public life and our private life.
Don't seem to get the point I'm making. I'm saying
you think that the private sector no obia sorry na nka obeye di opra and yasanka oman to me na yesi ye wono enka hu hia
private sector private individual so our problem no right so be infringe on no right the constitution gives the person space but we could deal with it.
Minister, what do you think was the intendment of that Rent Act? I can say ma yenji beyond. There was a rationale, there was a spirit.
Yes.
There was a spirit behind that law made.
I agree with you.
And I make us say, point be so you feel say
on the ground. Oh, on the ground.
I agree with you, sir. In law making, no, we yan shishe bi na shishe na waye no. Dim o man for say wo mu be diswa. Wan kasa o yan shishe so be samra no.
Enti kwabna se ne kwakwa ne sen.
Kopem say wo be hihye mra no. Ya so de ma wo na wo ye mra no say wo be di so. De me kan no.
So
you are looking at it in a very utopian.
No.
You go to the ground. The millions of landlords that you are saying that is the law on the statute, and therefore are being implemented. I am telling you that if you want to get a man to commit to implementing it, the cost. Sit down and just imagine the cost. And see the practical thing now, wasting. The other option will be that look, this one
you make a law and you flag
and go
the law
and amend it because we have made several laws. Look, laws are
meant to be abused.
Yes,
they are meant to be abused,
not to be abused. So, but that when you have done the law and going forward, you clearly see that look, this one implementing it, or even on the ground.
Minister, me no nyadwene o de odu so na waka o de me no nyadwene de me madwene ye me no ene de me ka no say madwene mu no sa anhihye ya abai eye anhihye ya nka e ma ho kwan amamfom so a akoso a ye fi se enye possible no nke de be siesie but ya nkasa so ye de ho akogi mu a emwa de me kan si ho no someone na me move on na makasa fa eye de wo kan ye fa ka ene ehun komodie ni ade na wotwi mu eye memenda kwanhwefo saba school dada disua no asema disua to sunum chawanje na tifia asem no say wo ye eka ho adwuma potokasa mu no say dealing with debt na meto ama mpani a etie mi nyina say kwame am say me the link no kra ma o sanso wo internet so wo kwa free ayi o sabe kama wakan ssnet.org ayi o ko no ma https ://
Kwamna ayana refi se we radio officer o kanu na me lessons nkomu di akire
me ho na o tap we nti ani ma me
David can say me wom ne nko we radio
mate kawanje mate
because you are an academic and researcher and bibia you say ye chro
there eka nyina ne say there ama manfo bebre ani ankronkran ni aman ni nyuma hodo ye deka eye niema miensa didi kan nimdia ya na ye ni ewo eka anase sikasem entutu ye ho na nimdia so emfa ho se wako suku ewo abodi ni ade wansua niema bi ante ase yi a poten a eya na onim de ewo ho no de wonim fa ho no eto sin kakra de to so bio eye pesemen kuminya ni adufuri pe ema nipa prepare ne ono ankasa ontumi nimpo enti kwan ya ye fa so apesa ne ma no ema ya ankasa ye tiatia ye ho ekopeka e de ma ye ho enti obi wono mu a se bi de sese nka obedi ni kina odi ni nyina ne e ya dufuri pe pese min kuminya de to so miensa a e ma bi no so kokam eye wono mu a development studies ya sua de bi say poverty trap ne nana kanso na ahia no ena ode wo onana ena onana so de wo papa na o maame ena o maame dia wo no nti omu no hiamu asa enso even san crofo wo sa tibia no mumpo no eya wo mutimi atwi wo mu hu free ehia anase ekamu bon hihye pa kwan so ni nyina mu no eye nhyehyeye ene anamuntu a obetu a ede perepere yoba na otu yamfo bi ewo Timothy nguma edi nkan no itinsia gichemudu se maye ni chairman general enkosi sika pe ho se ya maye do enkoma sika ema no mroso na me kan bibi protocol mu say that can be alleviated. However, those in debt will need to make some changes in their lives, their spending and their financial priorities. Enti me to amaye nyina ankrankran enyumaku ahodo omamunu nyina ye toto ye nema yi a me fi se beboaye na no na nhihye a ode ama afutusem bi ode ama a ye betimi di aboa bi ene se ye begia tum se de ye wo ye nipasu a ye ni ye benya nyina no eye odumfo tumfo bi ene de afem yen se ebeye mfaso de ama omanfo enu nti otu yemfo malaka nguma no timi ensa chichemu enwotwe ekopim du no se yen fa ne ntutuso dudu mfamre no yen fa nyame ne chefa ema no ne beboaye na odi ne chefa ma no wi a ka ne bosia wo bobia no fa bibi to so se o mo bosia biom ye wadwene se mempese mebo bosia biom. Place a moratorium on borrowing. The tosubio, what car would in our yan share to say? The only a sopa, the only do home, the only air than term, the only from cry. Now, I Bosumi Bio, Sabusumi Sion, Afibiano, yan share says he can't be bound Sembiano, would be better or what can it be? The tosumi and son. San share Wayano. Shall what kissing say, Ubediso. Now, what is we are, Chamandena? Bien hyehyɛ sɛ onsan enkobo bra bi a ebema wakoto eka edie emu biom enti eya futu samo a eye memeda kwanhwefo enwoma no ode ama ye na otwi mu a mepese medema tamanje na de mampani dada ekoka wo Chatham House mintie na de ya report kakra na ma kinkan bi ni ade ka me akoye se ne kasa no mu no akoye amanyokuo say amanyokuo ho kasa
me who something me who be about constitution me who be about gold for oil ne ehusem but now what how there
nhihye amanyokuo bi aye ene nhihye amanyokuo bi beye ha no America say me fi say san komo no de eyanke ma no kafie ha ana say ka oman mu hanmo a enkeye sin say ye de beko amanone because ko amanone a wo mo aman e wo so onya o amanyoku ahodo ho no mu a wo mo nhihye na e different but wo mo fi wo mo man no mu a eye no komo no mo de ko ana say oman no kasa e no mo de ko me fi say eno ne de metra fa ho de ekoso wo NDC amanyoku mu de chairman general mebo ni tia na maka cho say amanyoku
wow offer
na nkasa no wo mo abakosem ni wo mo hihye no wo mo ankasa enanim se de siko na wo mo na betumi atoto wo mo niema amanako se de ebewie last week ye di hu komo me ka se me nka ne bebre de meka nyina chairman general ewo tawi adama fio nguma bi otro ye 1982 chairman general se unim tawi adama fio a
of course Kwame Nkrumah tawi adama fio
papa odi minister me va ne say obeye head of civil service obedi general secretary of Amanyoko CPP enti ne ngoma ye otro ye no na eye obi a onim de pa ukokratafa etoso oha ani du otwe a page 128 Kwame me kan hon mutiatia na me de awie o say inner party struggle is diabolical and knows no shame. It is as bitter and cruel as civil war.
Cambium. Inner party struggle is
diabolical and knows no shame. It is as bitter and cruel as civil war. Manuesi.
James Kwamna Bonfe bringing the time to 26 minutes past the hour. Peace 104.3. Kwamna Pachorim.
Yo, Chairman General.
Yes, sir.
Minchio Sonkokra Namanchia. Wait for pem.
Ya jodo.
Kan finfimanto mofo. Na the radase.
Amen.
Afidada na etwom mafoforo. Abotwen yetim kum ahozen moja is a full ne son. Na afin inde ye share henia. My brother Kwame Sefa kan a. Say Kwame abaye part of our soul, of our spirit, of our body. And
our thinking.
Thinking go.
No.
It's Yewa. No, yeah, he just some papa.
That's
The month where you were taking a rest, you were taking a break. Anytime we came, we acknowledge you. But in 2 minutes, I tell you, say no, you don't.
Let me tell you,
But Minister, easy. But Kwame, the cardinal was a good.
I mean, he's always. I mean,
yes.
So it's because.
But why do you think I take leave? Because I know that I'm taking
birthday.
And no, cardinal birthday.
Belated happy birthday.
And check Kwame. Okay, as a bear 5-6 times. He's on one major man. You're being one. Oh, don't obey 5-6. I'll shut up 2 minutes. As a son, soon home. It's just some day, and they share now. Mansanchia, Bombay, Kokrokoo, Mewobia, 2023, man, who crime. I'm not sure Abraham who so. A lot.
Well, a lot.
I give you Jamina.
Yeah, you know, Papa.
Kwame
na.
She said no wha ansana afi okwewe.
Nche me time. Me time so me we.
The bishop kasa no the cho oshemu ho, nti the bishop ho. Me mo nze yi mo ha, the bishop. Na ententama oye that domestic debt exchange programming. Kwame me hina ye pe. And ma over there ankra na ekueku nyina de akoma pa adwene pa nhihye a oye asoye ne za boto a ogudonyi ankra osafata do nyodi misese ekueku a do nyodi misese hunina nyamina adom oba ahyesin na Kwame oye oye dede kakra na FM asoy na bado na masanso abo ankrankur na onye ekueku no nyina osande se pio yempio so opimo ba esura hinyina ye baba so Kwame say hadin motin so kishen suma owa mpwe nsuni nyina yekom ntibom wo man kanko no man hu do no man besi ni gina papa ya pe no don yentumi yankafa hwehwenye yentumi yankafa ijedem na mo me botuma inde o man ye heda o de yemo mo gina ye man yankasa wa bra yetasi na yamba ne na nanom odo ye kasa misese na yebotum na ntase aba na yetumi akwanyim na omde ne da krate a asoye ne zeban Kwame akwanyima ye wanye oye wofrana association Ghana Association of Banks wanye wa kasa mantase aba kama fe wanye Ghana Insurance Association wanye wa kasa mantase aba fe ye wongote Ghana Securities Industry Association iyumuyi oya agropramadon iyumuyi mpemfu a wogina pramadon a wojagor iyimu in fact these are the main actors and the stakeholders nti upon abubo mesesiara ehwande akoyim ma waka chi kakra ye ankran no so krate a obedegwan chede ode nhihye bi aba options bi aba okwanyim kra chenma enka no obedegwa on nsasunti na wa bem another wasan watwe ewiyimbren wasan wa bem na watwe de kasi busumi do otodesun onko kama fe osande se oyodo so onye udo se wompa agban de ijebe demo ijenin demo yenyi bebia ko omanya sasabio kwame facham se ya gbansam mpa e kan ubi wo manyim enti se ekwo ukotodwe anyim na bompa papa mpa e kan ubi e bompa agbana e kan ubi enti oye ya sade de yebotum ya ye ma ye gina number papam ana ne kwado ana ye gina he na do enti so far kwame I think that we are on course.
You think so?
Yes. At least from the discussions we have had, the press releases which have come, the associations, the stakeholders themselves, what they themselves have agreed by way of assenting to the releases. You see the ministry and the association. For me, it's a good cause. Once I kwame, onu na eba fado ma ye womi ye tumna asesa ma ye ina ma ye hwehwem yansa kan me wi ndaman echi kwame ebobodon eze oya NDC na Chatham House amizin ka mo hwe NDC
me kind of hand obey there
kwame adjuman aya mom de sun bia no in fact oyem hu papa there we are not told what is ahead of us yeba ansan ya baboto and all you do as a panelist is just to listen to the news which is making rounds and read around and all of that there you are told ahead of time before eba na what today I say I don't that upon you know. Enti mo ba she dey ma fresh na tumi hwemanyim na keka mo ho mitim ba say ya kwame enti kwame na uku da ndede benai ne da twa bien ana yes ne da twa bien ana ne da twa bien na aya NDC amayeku wadi botu gore was something for what that I think it was on a Tuesday. Oh yeah, Tuesday. Kojo. Yeah, Tuesday. Okay. No, Kojo, you have everything on your fingertip. Why pani?
Why is slow?
It was a Tuesday, so I had the opportunity that the following Wednesday even to speak to it. Now, Kwame
now.
I post facto rationalization. That's a chairman. Says ya who important and Obiara would say maybe when this group was elected, Obiara would say maybe I have been consistent that this is a lies and violence 11 group. I've been consistent. Obiara would say maybe a Sedun Katia led a wafana executive worker you hon. Maka we free kasi there. Eyemu se kasa. Close your mind to them. Osande asemana working. Oya trosam. Oba bakasa na asem kan there. Sense a yedi yi hon. A parliamentary caucus. That is the live wire of your party, especially when you are in opposition. Na impemfa wada wanu ejuma waye since 2017, and especially even when you go to UK and boast the NDC speaker. Was it the party that went to parliament to elect the NDC speaker? Was it the party? I mean the party outside. This person that you have booted, that message on your toilet paper. This was the person who was in parliament and running from the floor, going to where the speaker was, chasing people and taking ballot boxes from them, like Usain Bolt. Apart from being Usain Bolt, you confirm you Chinese from
Jackie Chan,
Massa,
and I Jet Li.
You mean killer Obula show. Muntaka was all over the place. In fact, but for Muntaka, I'm sure the story would have been different.
Intimate one, Susana.
Call me, remember? Makakaba. See, sir, Ebaka no Kora, obeye there in my election or in my bid to be the national chairman. These persons did not support me. These individuals, especially the two of them, they did not support me. And it's a Mabaya chairman. I cannot see how, if you didn't want me to become the chairman, how you can continue as a minority leader and minority chief whip.
But don't forget also that when you speak and that
is even the funniest aspect. Kwame, let's do a recalling here. Muntaka, every time, no speaker, or honorable, right honorable Abambabin. On aye banta.
On na pim do.
Oh, sure. Let me tell you those occasions. Honorable Kennedy Japan, Honorable Henry Korte, your own Korte.
Yes, my man.
And then Honorable Adwasafu. It had become a matter of public discussion. The absent one if parliament achara the dada. Ena Obia Oya, a former member of parliament, a Mubarak. Is it Mubarak or Ras Mubarak?
Ras Mubarak.
Mubarak. Or the petition. Or the core parliament. And speaker, or admitted petition. It was even a matter on your table one of those days. May I discuss it?
Yeah.
I'm sure you recall that. And the Muntaka no, by his reading and by his understanding of the law, whether it was the constitution or it was the standing orders, on yet Obio if you're outside.
No, I bet you speaker, mommy.
Exactly. That should come from a member of parliament.
Yeah.
Are you saying that in our democratic dispensation and on the floor of a parliament, that the minority chief whip cannot differ in his understanding of the law from the speaker, and that if he did that, it constitutes non-cooperation with the speaker and must be changed? First point, that was the first point. Second point, your motion of censure.
No.
Ma okweke see in there. When the motion was, I'm sure, placed on the table, speaker ruled that it had to be referred to a committee. Kwame ato mechire. No, committee ho. Na Muntaka said no. His understanding of the provisions of the constitution on yet the committee ho, it must be dealt with on the floor of the house.
Plenary committee of the whole.
Kwame, you interpret this as a non-cooperation with the speaker, and that in the House of Parliament, a member of Parliament first and foremost, and minority chief whip, who was doing all of this in the interest of his caucus. This was in the interest of his own caucus, which is to inure to the caucus and by extension to NDC as a party. Enti no mana oye enyi mana. Again, come go to the tapes. Muntaka, I have seen him to be one, if he holds a certain view or a difficult there over certain position, about there. A speaker is a dictator. Go back and look at the tapes. What he said of Kokrokoo. Go back. Kwame, the tapes are there. Go back. A national chairman, you decide that these are members who have been voted for by their constituents and constitute, in fact, I have said that they are the live wire of a party when the party is in opposition. In the whole leadership. In whom the need there, look, I say, point I do. And you may wound them and you wound there say, ye changes kakabi baya into Babwa, into Wumra, hang from. You see, I've read statement. No question opposing there. This idea there, yeah, Bassasa or yeah, leadership, and that we should call the caucus and tell them that, come and assist us to remove you. Cheeky. I don't know whether what I said you understood it.
I see where you're coming from.
Whether you understood what I said. I said in Cochana Smoker Jab with your kind there. Yeah, you move for the moon your leaders bewa. Young from money in process of consultation. I get them there. I say, I die up in the Momaki and you move for national chairman.
Well then.
My goodness. Kwame. But the day when that matter happened, and I had the opportunity to speak to it the following day, Makade, Atufosin, as I have known him. See, politician, Kwame, on your nine propaganda castle, you must have the wits and be able to also understand the need to build a country. And that was the policy was the man. I thought that the new person on the block, your first and foremost assignment is that look, them what that bottom said or them pape maba or the kaskasaba. And see, I told them in there. Hey, woman yen them. Masa, mawabe bia yentu miankasa. And to get your caucus, try to mobilize them. He was already on air. Kwame, he was on air and telling the whole world there. Oye, how to do akasa, and it was fruitful. It went quite well. Now he comes to the job with high integrity. High integrity. So what was he impugning? High integrity. That go and look at the things he said when he met the press. So what was the point? That the person you have replaced did not have integrity, let alone to be high. Now, I have seen there, Kwame. It is all about a certain dislike.
For?
I'm in Porto, man, short time.
Mashallah. A certain dislike for who?
Why the room? Yaba. But then Abba for
Maybe the man must say.
Abba fresh.
Mr. Singh.
And you want your share wait.
Yes, all.
Our positivity.
Plane is a rush now.
Oh, crash landing.
I'll
okay, Pacho, I have a few minutes to land. I'll Costibra. Thank you. Yes, the irrepressible, the excitingly loquacious.
It is straightforward, clear. One, Haruna Idrisu, for the 6 years that he's been the minority leader, Kwame has conducted himself well.
Really? I thought you had issues with him.
I have had issues on some occasions, some slips. But who said that every human being will not have some slips? That you think that a human being is perfect? No way. You put the negatives alongside his positives. And Kwame, a change you were Haruna Idrisu has conducted himself well. In fact, sir, if any debate or parliament, on his feet, speaking to the issues. But the shine now, or when why you been they have never liked him up to this point. And especially when Ahmed what? Banda MP of
Ahmed Ibrahim.
Ahmed Ibrahim.
When he issued a statement on behalf of the caucus there, for them as a caucus, they were going for a Sedunkatia. So look, you cannot do this. You cannot. We, as the parliamentary caucus, we should present a neutral front so that if it was Kobna who got elected or it's Kwamna who got, we will be ready to work with them. I said and again, ex-president. And now the opportunity is here. Let's kick him out. That is what. This is the only reason. I'll never have no reason with the nephew, and that he must also go along with Muntaka. But otherwise, the argument there, he is not cooperating. The minority is not cooperating with the. Now, is that I thought that if he is not cooperating, it is because they feel that the speaker is not doing their bidding, or the speaker is not looking in their way. I think that should be the wisdom in there. But you have never been fair to us as a group. You don't go and change when the person is in parliament and fighting the cause of your party. You don't go and change them. But
no, Obisu bisa there, Kwame.
Yes.
And this if you know when you want to offer one.
Kwame.
Kwame.
This matter, I think last week or so.
Yeah.
Kwabena posed it.
Oh, Kwabena Bonfe.
Yes.
Okay.
Kwame, political parties are public entities. Political parties, by their constitutional recognition, have the chance at any point in time when the people go to the polls to decide. They have the chance of assuming the reins of government. Into one Kwame, it is fair and proper to place it under the lens of scrutiny. When the political parties, Obi also a president, also he has the power to even take more women from his church and all of that. And somebody may say that is a private matter, but that's what if he became a president, that's what he'll be doing. Even if it's his own church, he has the power to take as many women from there. And he became the president in the Jubilee House. As many women that will come around him, he has the power to take them and all of that. It's quite every political party, or they scrutinize more. Now, Mark, what time is it? Mama, Chatham.
What's Morocco? Me too.
So, about 5 minutes. 5 minutes, I'll be done with this. Yeah. You may disagree with me, but Kwame, having read, this is what was presented at Chatham House. I'm sure the interaction. You may disagree with me. It's not worth even the travel, the expenditures, and in my view, it is not even worth the paper on which it was written. These may be harsh words, but Kwame, say, it is because someone will say that if it's not worth the paper, why are you? Because we need to discuss it. It's on the table. We must discuss it. Kwame said, he gives a little background to Africa from time of slavery to colonialism, and then he comes to the period of the last 30-40 years, and then he focuses more on Ghana. Second, if you want to sum it up, that's what it is. Now, Kwame, as somehow one thing that I want to quote.
Me too.
As the purpose of recounting these failures, driven by mismanagement and corruption in Ghana, is to demonstrate how Africa depletes scarce resources generated from both the continent and development partners. Instead of thinking, this former President Mahmoud, instead of thinking innovatively, this is what he says, to address the fundamental economic problem, former President Mahama innovatively address fundamental economic problem. He has it. Many leaders worsen it. Using management of the COVID-19 pandemic as a case study, my own country, Ghana, once a beacon of Africa, has come up for mention for dissipating domestic and donor funds. Kwame, there are several of the paragraphs. It can clear, you ask yourself that, but for democracy, say yeah, democracy, Kwame, former President Mahama was standing in UK. There in UK, or a brother there, a brother. Nunya.
How are you then?
Kwame, no brother, them nangasa, oka wa nangasa. My first coup d'etat book or show him. Then no brother, bra, usabaya se 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Now, bofu couple be.
Nipa crow 2, 3, 4, 5 years.
Yes, because I'm not too clear on the age. Please, or you know, United Kingdom. When who more or less, Wakaya, Obia Wabuchikra. Are yet connected in any way, except that he was born here. So, in terms of citizenship, like now, he's a British citizen. Kwame, Obaya vice president. Well, Koto Yumiheng, Wadama, Oya Asrodafo. Kwame, Oyi, no brother na. Oyi, the best since 4 5 years or so more Kwabucha, Omba Hadan. Oya vice president, Oba Ghana, Owa Ritem. Sir, AJ President Mahama. Well, sir, there, former President Mahama, there you Ghana, you say a geniti. My goodness. Mama no brother fi abochir bay. Wakoto yumiheng. Oya President Atamaris, onu no ye nebedechi. Koto yumiheng da ma asoda fo mo da yeduma. Ne brother no ban, omama wo forge. The Wako University of Ghana Legon. Wo forge man. A product of University of Ghana. Emma wa forge man otumi the year passport. Emma original do emma odibwe company or two company wa. Emma onam do ma original company no do. Onye no brother no yan hyehyɛ. Ah wo a wo ton yumi here wada ma hen. No brother no obeya middleman. Ɛna hyehyɛ a ɔwɔ ho de. Nkwafo na wo ton plane da ma hen. What the the brother aye either proxy enti kasa okwa yin there he me brother na bibiara won fanfa no do oyesika o do bogum kotokum me brother na bibiara won yin ye dam hihyen ema as much as over 5 million euros abrochi sike menna retem abrochi sike opepe enum na nambre Otia fa ne brother ndu mobogu nu kotokum. Report abrochi wana report in jom. You can no kekeginan. Oya serious fraud office report a wohwehwem. Say ye there. Ghana as he describes it as bankrupt. Kwame, if it was not the case that Ghana is bankrupt in his own words, in the thing what must be happening today only there. Former President Mahama should be appearing in court and being prosecuted. On
what charge?
On the charges of taking bribes.
Your party has been in power for almost 7 years. What have you done?
I'm sure if you heard me, I'm saying that in his words, he describes this country as bankrupt.
So your party is bankrupt?
So I'm saying that it's not the party, it says the country. The country is bankrupt. But for our bankrupt situation, what should be happening? What should be happening now is that former President Mahama should have been officially charged and brought before the court and been prosecuted, taken through due process of law. But every opportunity Kwame, he runs down this country.
Me too.
As part of what he said at Chatham,
Me too.
He runs down state institutions.
What's why then?
Including the judiciary and the electoral commission. The electoral commission, do you know his contraptions? His contraptions are that the president just decided to remove them. As for
It's electoral commission. Why then?
As for the electoral commission, I think that Cobra is I mean, an authority. If you go past him, you won't find any elsewhere. Authority on the issues of electoral commission. Electoral commission will process or the Bama or your former chairman or your Mame Charlotte say no deputies walk in. The president never had a finger in that, not a finger of hope. He never had that there. They themselves, Kwame. But sorry, what Kwame? They themselves sent petitions. Cobra, is that the case?
That's it.
And the petitions meant that by the constitution, a body ought to be seized with it for them to see whether there was a prima facie matter there, and then the processes will be gone through. And the processes will go through.
Headed by the Chief Justice.
Headed by the Chief Justice. But he goes to Chatham House and he accuses the president. That the president just, at his whim, decided that, look, I clear you.
But Minister, just to help you.
Yes, help me.
He was praising the Electoral Commission in their just ended Congress.
It's you.
The Electoral Commission. Yes, but party and I'm saying, hey,
and yet
people are trapped by their words.
And yet,
you go and you
probably the last one, then I get down. Judiciary. See, I have told you, and anybody listen to me, I don't come on radio, Peace FM, the mother of all radio stations in Ghana, if you may, Africa. I remember radio do Peace FM do Maka. I have gauged the people. I have come to a conclusion. There are troublesome and the to troublesome. Was it not the general secretary, now the chairman? And was she a party for ma? Kobna, okay there. As a party, we had no case in the 2020 election. Was it not?
So they had not. They had that they had not gathered evidence to back their claim in court.
Fantastic.
And that's why they went to court with no evidence to back their claim of a rigged election.
And on that note of no evidence, may I silence the ebullient Duncan?
I just gave a 1 minute space.
And Pacho, what time are you?
Kwame, having considered that they had no evidence, Nankasa, what to know? The former president continues to run down the judiciary. A former president, Kwame, if it was me, if it was Kobna, you may say that, look, we haven't gone that far. We haven't occupied any serious state office to make us take a second look at the things we say. A former president, Kwame, runs down the judiciary and says that, look, the judiciary we have today is an apology of itself. These are the things he went to Chatham House to tell them. That's why I'm saying that this, in my view, it's not worth the paper on which it was written.
Kwame Duncan, the ebullient, the excitingly loquacious, not worth the paper something was written on. Kwame, Nande, first day, your first day at school, or you're the first day of the month and so.
Yeah.
Ain't he? The
man, Kwame. Wapon na wopon no. The ayi na ma. Hubert Humphrey.
Was it
1965? Or say, no law can be better than the people who are called upon to obey or administer it.
So your point
minister, if you make law, obey the law, enforce the law.
Just say rent now.
Leadership of the house.
Okay, it will replace you. Let me send a very big shout out to you, Professor William Ampofo. Have a beautiful day, sir. Thank you very much, Professor William Ampofo. Well, still with Liverpool, you'll never walk alone. So, Prof, come and join us. Let's see how it goes.
All my ladies, I just want to say this to y'all.
Maro, this is yours.
You're committed to one another. Remember this. Love is faithful. Love is kind.
Shemi Wooding. Benedicta. And I say Maro.
Emiliana Monica.
To you, Rudolph of Irata Motors in East Legon. Happy birthday, Rudolph. Belated wishes to Condes Bid of Sifia Safu Sifri also. I love the song. Go! Yeah, man.
Peace FM.
Quality, man. And this one says, happy birthday to Mr. Gehat Edem Mensa. Enjoy your birthday. God bless you richly, Gehat. Wherever you are, have a great time. Kofi Kumbilson is next on your radio. Next news broadcast is at 12. Tomorrow morning, God willing, we'll be back. May your day be blessed. Remember to keep your dreams and hopes alive. It's all you have. To you, PKK in Tamale, good morning. When you stop to say a prayer, remember to say one for me too. God bless. Good morning.
Emiliana Monica.